Hello, I'm Sue Thompson. I'm an area demonstrator for Kent Floral Art, previously known as the Kent area of NAFAS. In Kent, we have decided to mark National Flower Arranging Day on the 6th of May by attempting to create a virtual daisy chain across the county by encouraging all club members to make an arrangement based on the theme of a daisy chain and to take a picture of it to share on Facebook and on Kent Floral Art's webpage. So I'm going to share with you one idea for a design which is fairly simple. It follows on from a workshop that I did with Jill McGregor as the tutor some years ago, where we used aluminium wire to create a shape, and in this instance I've made a daisy shape, as you can see. Started off with a shape there made out of the aluminium wire where it's been bound round twice, and then into the centre of it we added a lot of abstract sort of scribble of the wire to make this daisy shape. Of course, you could make it much more structured. You could use coils of wire sort of wound round a marker pen, such as I've done here, and where you would then fill in the gaps with the coils of the wire that you've created by pulling them out. Obviously it makes it a much more sort of structured design, whereas this is very pleasing to the eye. It sits very easily on a glass vase or on a shallow dish, so perhaps for a coffee table design, and all for that you would just need perhaps one lovely bloom. A hydrangea head or a peony would be rather lovely to show it off to its maximum, but without concealing any of the structure. You could make the structure bigger if you wanted to. Equally, you could attach wires and make it into a posy holder, but I'm going to place it over this vase and use it as a support. So it doesn't have to be a clear glass vase. You could use anything, an orchid pot where you've got a solid bottom where you could put some water in, and then just use the structure to support the flowers. And obviously, because it's a daisy chain, we want to use some flowers that replicate that. So I've got these beautiful germinis. They've got lovely golden outer petals, but then that lovely rusty orange centre to them, which is very delightful. And so I'm just using the structure of the daisy, the wire daisy, just to support the flowers. And they've also got some lovely crimson ones as well. Actually scarlet, I suppose, actually. Dear. So just putting those in as well, just so that they're held by the wire. And of course the wire is very soft, so it's very gentle on the flower stems, because the gerbera has a lot of hairs, little soft hairs down its stem, and it's very prone to being affected by bacteria. So when you're conditioning your gerbera, you want to be sure that your water is clean. You only put a little water in the base of your bucket, and you could just add a little tiny drop of bleach to that water, so that then helps the gerbera last longer, because it's not affected by any possible bacteria. Now that's quite simple in itself, isn't it? Just quite easy. You could fill in with some foliage, but it's quite nice just to have that structure showing. But I like to use something sort of a bit wacky. These are Craspedia, lovely drumstick. They grow on a long stem, and the heads actually are made up of lots and lots of little flowers, but they just add something just a little bit different to the design, and just a bit of fun. And these dry, so these are brilliant for all sorts. You keep these for ages because the colour doesn't fade. They do dry very well. They're useful in all sorts of designs, modern and sort of a contemporary pave design perhaps. So just adds a pop of colour, which I'm afraid isn't terribly visible, but it is there. That one's a little bit long, cut that one down. And of course with this daisy shape, what you could do is just have one gerber or a group of 3 perhaps cut quite short so that they're resting in the centre of the wire to make it look like the centre of the daisy. But that's just ideas. So enjoy your flower arranging, and let's create fun friendship and flowers through our daisy chain across Kent.